Hello and welcome to today's devotion for Thursday the 7th of January. Today and for the next couple of days, the readings in the Methodist Prayer Handbook come from the book of Ruth. The whole of the book is always well worth a read. It's not long and, as I'm sure you know, it's a beautiful story. And today's reading includes some of the most well-known verses from the book of Ruth. Before reading them, I'll fill you in on the story so far. If you remember, Ruth is a Moabite. Her mother-in-law Naomi came to Moab with her family, her husband and her 2 sons, in order to escape a famine. In Moab, the 2 sons both marry Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. Sadly, Naomi's husband and both her sons die. Naomi then learns that the famine is now over and so decides to return to her hometown of Bethlehem with her 2 daughters-in-law. They've not travelled far when Naomi turns to her daughters-in-law, acknowledging the kindness and loyalty that they have both shown to her and encouraging them each to return to their mother's home. She blesses them, saying, "May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." She kisses them goodbye, and they both weep and insist that they will continue with her. Naomi tries to persuade them to go back, and in the end Orpah agrees to go and kisses Naomi goodbye. Ruth, however, continues to cling to Naomi. Naomi says to her, "Look, your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her." To which Ruth responds with these familiar words: "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." These words convince Naomi of Ruth's determination to stay with her, and they continue on their way together to Bethlehem. A few years ago now, I met a woman to whom these words spoken by Ruth had special significance. She was a woman whose story touched me deeply. For when she was a child, she was given away by her parents to an aunt who lived quite a distance from the family and who had no children of her own. As a child, this woman had no idea that when they went to visit this aunt on holiday, that she would not be returning home with her family. And after that, she just saw her family once a year when they came to visit. This woman's story prompts me to think of how things that have happened to us in the past can continue to affect us today. When we remember certain events in our past, they can continue to raise different emotions within us, sometimes negative emotions, even if it's years after the event. When I was a student minister on a placement with a minister in Cumbria, I attended a Methodist Women in Britain Day in Kendal. And one of the speakers encouraged us to draw a timeline of our lives so far and to plot on that timeline key events in our lives. And she talked to us about how God was present with us in the present, in the future, and in the past. And she encouraged us to revisit events in the past with God, particularly difficult or painful events, in order that they might be transformed by God's presence, to seek healing or understanding, to see the event through God's eyes. We cannot change what happened in the past, but we can change how we react to those events. And with God's help, we can change the impact that they continue to have on us today. To quote from Charlie Max's book, which I know some of you are familiar with, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, one of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. With God and with God's help, we can have the best reactions. Enjoy your day and God bless.